Hey there guys, Zach here for Windows Central and welcome back to another video. Now today we're taking a look at Windows 10 build 18277. This build includes a number of new features and enhancements over the last public preview builds, of which there have been quite a few since our last build video, which was somewhere in the past. I do not remember the build number, it's been so long. And that's because 19H1 development has only really just started, so things are kind of slow right now, not much is being added to the builds. Except with build 18277, there are enough noteworthy changes to warrant doing a build video. So, diving straight in, the first noteworthy changes are with the Action Center. Microsoft has overhauled the editing of quick actions in this build. So if we open up Action Center here, I can right click on any of the actions here and edit them straight from the Action Center. No longer do I get thrown into the settings app. So I can right click on one, press edit, and that will allow me to drag things around and pin and unpin as you would expect to be able to do, and then when I'm done I can press on done there like that. Now if I expand the quick actions, Microsoft has also changed the brightness button into a slider. This is something insiders have been asking for quite a while now, but yes, you can now change the brightness of your screen using a slider instead of a button, of which can also be customized. So if we edit this here, I can unpin that if you don't like the look of it, or I can add it back if you do like the look of it there. Let's unpin quite a few here just to show you what a simplified Action Center looks like. There we go. And now that's what my Action Center looks like. If I want to add some more, right click, select edit, press add, and there's a list of all the quick actions that I can add to my Action Center. So let's add nearby sharing, let's add night light, let's add rotation lock, and let's add all settings. Done. There we go. So that's a look at the new quick actions experience in the Action Center. Pretty nice, much more intuitive, especially now that you're no longer thrown to a different app to edit it. It's all inclusive within the Action Center now, which is pretty nice. Moving right along, the next noteworthy change is with Focus Assist. So if you jump into settings here, go to System, Focus Assist, you'll see a new option here called When I'm Using an App in Full Screen Mode. So starting with this build, Focus Assist will now come on whenever you enter full screen mode within an app. This is great for Netflix or movies and TV, for example, when you're watching a movie, you likely don't want to be disturbed by notifications. So instead of having to manually turn on Focus Assist now, the second you enter full screen mode to watch that film or TV show, Focus Assist will come on for you and you will not be interrupted by notifications. When you exit Focus Assist, Cortana will pop up saying, hey, here's what you missed. And if there's anything in those notifications you need to see to, you can go straight from there. Just like how Focus Assist behaves normally anyway. So just another automatic option that's been added to this build. I would love to see an option to add like your own programs to it. So if you open, say, Notepad, for example, Focus Assist will automatically come on. That's just, just a list that users can configure themselves. However, that's not here yet in this build. Hopefully that will come in a future one. Now, since we're in the settings app, let's take a look at the storage page. The storage page has been updated in this build. It's now a little bit more detailed, which is very nice to see. You can see your temporary files, of which I'm using 7.36 gigs. If I tap in here, I can actually get rid of those. It's going to scan just for a second. But once it does, I can select all of my temporary files and remove them straight from within the modern settings app. Let's see here, select all. For some reason, Control A doesn't work. Oh, yes, it does. Okay, remove all. And there you go. Now I've just freed up 7 gigabytes in a few seconds, which is pretty nice. We can show more categories here, and that will show you all of the different types of files you have on your PC. So we have the operating system, which is about 20 gigabytes, apps and features, 2.58 gigs, temporary files, which we just cleared, and a whole bunch of other things. Now, of course, this will vary in size depending on your PC. Some of you may have a huge downloads folder or a huge mail folder. It's all different, and you can manage all of the save stuff directly from here as well, which is pretty nice. Now, since it's been quite a while since we did a last build video, I'm going to go through some of the minor changes that showed up in previous builds as well, starting with Windows Search. So the search UI is somewhat broken in this build. I assume it's broken, or at the very least it's not done. You can see Cortana's sort of face isn't here right now, but pick up where you left off is still sort of working. But yes, the search UI at the top here is now dark. I assume they're working on a dark mode for search. It's just not finished yet, but hey, that would look nice when it's finished. But more importantly, Microsoft has added new indexing options to Windows Search. So with 19H1 and the release coming after it later in 2019, Microsoft is working a lot on improving Windows search. So if you jump in here and go into Cortana, we can go down to searching Windows here, and you can see that there's now a dedicated area for indexing files. By default, it will only index your libraries and desktop, but you can now enable an enhanced mode which will search more than that. So it will be, you can customize where Windows is searching specifically, and it will crawl those areas. When you are searching for stuff, it's a faster experience. When you search for something, the results will pop up quicker and things will behave much better. You can also exclude folders. So if you know you will not be searching it for files in a specific folder, you can add those to an excluded list, which will not show up files in there anymore. So it's good to see these granular controls showing up for search in Windows. I think this is just the start of search improvements we're going to see in 19H1 and the release after in 2019. So if we open up the touch keyboard here and go into this area, there's now a symbols button. You can now insert symbols directly using the touch keyboard, which is nice. Apparently you couldn't do that previously. Now you can. Now, an additional change added to 19H1 is the ability to remove more of the inbox apps that comes with the operating system. So in previous versions of Windows, or previous versions of Windows 10 at least, you could remove some apps already, such as Skype, Weather, OneNote, and the My Office app. But now you can remove even more, some essential apps even, such as Calculator, Calendar, Groove Music, Mail, Movies and TV, Snip and Sketch, Sticky Notes, Voice Recorder, 3D Viewer, and something else I cannot remember. But yes, there's a lot more inbox apps you can remove now. So if you don't need the Calculator app, you can simply just say, nope, I don't want that. I'm going to uninstall you from my operating system. Same with Mail. If you don't use the Windows 10 Mail app, you use Outlook, or if you use a third-party client, you no longer have to stare at the Mail app every day. You can simply just uninstall it, and it will no longer take up space on your hard drive. To add them back, I assume you just go into the store and add them back. So if we search for Calculator, Windows Calculator, there it is, and we should be able to re-add it to our system quite easily. Git. The Windows Store these days is not fast. That's something they should improve. Anyway, whilst we're in the store, we might as well just quickly mention a couple of additional changes they've added. There's an animation at the top here when you click on different tabs now that has the little underline sort of slide over, which looks quite nice. In addition to that, there's now a new cart feature. So if we go into the games area here, for example, and we add a game to our cart. Yeah, man, I really do wish this was a faster experience. Anyway, let's add to cart. You see at the top right here, this should show a number. Continue shopping. It didn't show a number, but let's pretend it did. Let's add something else. Let's add Crackdown to our pre-order list, to our cart list, sorry. Add to cart. Continue shopping. If we go to the cart area here, you'll see that there are now two things in my cart, and I can pay for both of these things at the same time. That'll be $119.98, and then that'll go through the checkout process. And if you have Windows Hello set up, it will ask you for your Windows Hello fingerprint or face. Then you can continue with the purchase. Yeah, there's the number, cart number 2. In addition to this, let's actually empty our cart. How do we just empty? There we go. If we go back to games, or let's go to apps even. It works with any content, I believe. If we go down to a paid app, let's try and buy Penbook. You can add things to your wish list as well. There's a new wish list feature. If we jump here, oh, there it is. Press wish list, and that'll be added to your wish list. We view a wish list, and here it is. Here's what the wish list looks like. You can share your wish list if you like. I assume that means people can buy stuff on your wish list. You can make it public in your list settings. Okay. So yeah, if you want to, you can make your wish list public, which will allow you to share it with others. I assume this means people will be able to buy things on your wish list for you if you want. I'm not sure, but hey, there's now a wish list feature if you want to add things to your wish list. Let's remove that. Now there is an additional feature that's sort of half working in this build. I've seen it sometimes, but not always. If I copy some text here, hello, and open this. Clipboard now will sometimes sync your phone clipboard as well. So you'll see a little phone icon down here, and I believe this works with SwiftKey. So if you're using the SwiftKey beta and it's enabled on your machine, you will see your phone stuff sync here, or at the very least you will very soon. I have seen it show up a couple times, but maybe that was just Microsoft testing something quick. I haven't seen it since. But in addition to, whilst we're here, you'll notice that the the drop down menu here looks a little broken. It does feature Fluent Design though, which is nice, but yes, it's a little bit broken in this build. That's because Microsoft is working on an updated Clipboard UI, I believe. But yes, very soon. If not in this build, very soon Microsoft will be adding phone syncing as well. If you use SwiftKey on Android and iOS, you'll be able to see the things you copied on your phone on your PC, and vice versa, which will be very nice. If you use Cloud Clipboard, of course. If you don't use Cloud Clipboard, then of course that will not work. Now, another change I've noticed is if we go into timeline here, you'll see an option for more activities if your timeline is empty, at the very least, and it says your activities can be viewed online. Open Cloud Timeline to view. Now, this button doesn't actually do anything. It takes you to a website that isn't live right now, but I believe this means Microsoft is working on a web version of your timeline, so you will not be limited to seeing your timeline on a Windows PC or your phone. You'll be able to just go onto any computer and log into your Microsoft account and see your timeline. But that's not working just yet. However, there are hints at it in this build, which is very intriguing. Now, this is a very minor change, but if you go to the lock screen here and go down to these buttons, you'll see that they've now added Fluent Design to the shutdown controls. Only on the lock screen for now. I do believe they're working on this for the other areas of the system, including this one, because this one hasn't got it yet. But for now, it's only on the lock screen, and it looks pretty nice. So there you have it, guys. That's a quick look at Windows 10 build 18277 and a few of the previous builds changes as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye-bye.